I am the long-lost daughter of the richest man and was taken home by my biological brother. That day I was pushed to the ground by my adopted daughter because my hands were covered with mud. Before I could fight back, my biological mother slapped her twice. Who do you think you are? An adopted daughter dares to hit my biological daughter. Wow, this mother is so cool. I like this family. I decided to come back and not leave. Huh? I am the daughter of the richest man who has been lost for 20 years. When I was found by my biological brother Song Chen, I was playing with mud. He raised the fresh paternity test and hugged me excitedly. Zhao Xiao, you are my biological sister. I really didn't recognize it wrong. Come with me. I will take you home. I just had something important to do, and going to the richest man's house would be more efficient. And going back to recognize the door and check the happiness index, by the way, which is also the best of both worlds. So I got on the car home with Song Chang in a trance. Song Chen told me about the situation at home several times along the way for fear of missing anything. He said that the thing the family lacked the least was money, and the businesses under his company covered multiple areas of food, clothing, housing, and transportation. Mom had the final say on all matters at home, and she was also a high-ranking figure in the business circle. No matter how he listened to these words, it felt like he was blatantly showing off his wealth and praising his mother in various ways. Besides my parents, there are only me, your brother, and the rest are the nanny and driver who take care of our daily lives. By the way, there is also the daughter of my father's friend, but she is not important. Just pretend she doesn't exist. My brows tightened. I heard that when a real daughter returns home, the first step seems to be to face a setback. How can life in the richest family be easy? I glanced at myself, and it seemed that there were still some mud stains on my clothes that had not been cleaned up. What would be waiting for me when I walked in wearing this muddy outfit? Thinking of this, I actually had some fake expectations. The adopted daughter in the family is not simple. As soon as I entered the door, a pretty girl in designer clothes ran towards me. She ran towards Song Chen with a look of joy on her face. Brother Chen, you are back. This should be the adopted sister Songking Zhenghuoshi mentioned by Song Chen. Adhering to the principle of not hitting a smiling person, after all, we still have to live under the same roof. I put on a sweet smile and just raised my hand to greet her. Hello, I am, she subconsciously took a step back and pushed me away with force. I didn't react for a while, and I fell to the ground without standing firmly. My ankle hurt so much. Brother Chen, is he the new cleaner in our house? Hey, he's so dirty. Let him go. Song Chen hurried forward to support me, looking at my swollen ankle with a distressed look, shaking with anger, sunken with anger, Songqing, shaking with anger. Song, please, this she is my sister Xiao Xiao. Please, my suck Xiao, Shang respect her as auntie. Also, you just put Xiang Shi, she is a Pai Shangping, why she is my open his wife, first hooked me up and his eyes wide, what he and the eyes wide, look into his eyes wide, looking down, and his face wide, looking down with him coming kind of face, a is a lay eyes, his sister hills, and tantrum brand of one eyes to space after him bound, bice as to him willing by a sister hen, who would come me away with. Before you left, he told me you can do what's appropriate, and you don't have to endure everything. This is more in line with the character I want to establish. There is nothing that can't be done, and it can be solved with a fight. I just stood firm, rubbing my hands together, preparing to slap him, when an aggressive figure quickly got in front of me. Before I could come to my senses, Songking Washin had been slapped twice on the face. Who do you think you are? You and a daughter dare to hit my own daughter, dare to hit my own daughter with her agile posture and quick, accurate, and ruthless movements is so cool, even more handsome than my adoptive father. I almost couldn't help clapping and cheering and then blurted out, Mom. Hey, she responded so quickly, her face was replaced with a loving smile in an instant, as if, with his hands on my shoulders, he looked me up and down several times, then hugged me tightly in his arms, tears in his eyes. Tears in his eyes. Xiao Xiao, you can tell that I am your biological daughter. Baby, your mother has been looking for you so hard. You have suffered so much over the years. Don't worry, your mother will definitely compensate you in the future. Song Chen said that I was lost when I was 3 years old, and my mother in years past. Finally, God will not let down those who work hard. I was picked up and raised by my adoptive father. My adoptive father is a workaholic and a bachelor. Since I can remember, I have never felt what maternal love is. I used to envy my classmates who said, my mother said, and envied them for having their mothers to pick them up from school. Now my biological mother suddenly appeared, which feels quite wonderful. Maybe it is blood relationship nature. I am not repulsive to her, but feel warm in my heart. Seeing this scene, Sung Chen on the side also turned his back and touched his eyes secretly. I patted my mother on the back, smiled and comforted her. Mom, brother, I'm back. Thank you for not giving up looking for me. Song Chen hugged my mother and me in his arms and said excitedly, it's good that you're back. It's good that you're back. From now on, our family will never be separated again. This scene stimulated Song Qinghua. She was so angry that her face was crooked, and she kept muttering, you all bullied me. I'm going to tell Dad. My mother laughed when she heard this. She pinched Song Qinghua chin and said with disdain, oh, really? Then you try and see who can be the boss in this family. At this time, a voice came from the door. There was a noise. Before I saw the person, I heard his voice. I'm back. Song Qinghua heard the sound and went to greet him excitedly. Before leaving, he snorted at me proudly. Dad is back. You will be in trouble. Song Qinghua cried and threw herself into Song Feng's arms. Dad, you are finally back. Mom and brother bullied me. Song Feng stared at Song Qinghua for a long time. Qinghua, why is your face like this? Who hit you? Let's go. Put on the medicine quickly. It will be ugly if it gets serious. He was about to take Song Qinghua to find the medicine box, but was stopped by the three people in front of him. Song Qinghua lowered his head, sniffed it, didn't say anything. My mother crossed her arms and stared at them with disdainful eyes. I hit him. Song Chen's posture was exactly the same as my mother's. I looked at the expressions of these two people and was a little confused, so I decisively chose strategic silence. Song Chen spoke. His tone was cold. Dad, this is my biological sister, Xiaoqiu. She just came home today. As soon as the voice fell, Song Feng quickly pushed Song Qinghua away and ran to me in small steps. She squinted her eyes, and her expression was even weirder than the old man's squinting eyes on the subway. She looked me up and down and then said with disgust and entanglement, this is my daughter, is it true? Don't tell me that she is another gold digger. And why are you bullying Qinghua together? Don't you know how pitiful her life is? I thought to myself, what kind of weird brain circuit is this? What does Song Qinghua miserable life have to do with me? It's not me who made her miserable. I have been separated from my mother for 20 years. Isn't it more pitiful? I was speechless by his reaction and sent a signal for help to Song Qin in a bit of a panic. Song Cherry tucked me behind him and gave me a comforting look. Don't be afraid, Xiao. You'll see what happens later. Before I could react to what he meant, my mother exploded over there. She swung a baseball bat and beat Song Feng wildly, saying, Song Feng, they got kicked in the head by a donkey today. Or did you go out without taking medicine? What kind of go out without taking medicine? What kind of go out with a kind of gold eager? Zhao Xia was arranged a Song Chen to do a paternity test. Even if there is even her face on her face, anyone with a little face on daughter when she comes back and your elbow outward. Is it true that if you don't be your elbow outward? Song Xiang Chen, however, looked like he was used to it and signaled me not to take it to heart. Song Feng begged for mercy soon, with a cowardly look of, the head of the family should not be bullied, which made people laugh. But I did not miss the cruelty that flashed when he lowered his head, and the viciousness in Song Qinghua eyes. The next thing confirmed my guess that these two people are not as simple as they seem. After talking to my adoptive father about the situation when I got home at night, I was about to find something to eat, and I heard a rustling sound coming from the door. Looking through the peephole, this guy really couldn't hold back. When I went downstairs, I deliberately didn't turn on the lights, pretending that I didn't see the things under my feet and the people hiding in the corner. My feet slipped, and I instinctively wanted to grab the handrail, but an unexpected push from behind threw me down the stairs. When I opened my eyes again, I saw my mother and Song Chen in the ward with anxious faces. How do you feel? Are you feeling uncomfortable? You scared me and my mother. My mother's eyes were red, and she hugged me in her arms. Song Chen was relatively calm. Bao Xiao, do you remember how you fell? I didn't answer, but asked him, where are Song Feng and Song Qinghua? Their company said that there was an emergency to deal with, and they will come later. I thought for a while before speaking. Mom, brother, my fall was not an accident. It was man-made. They said in unison. What? I called up the surveillance playback on my mobile phone. I was worried that I would have a conflict with Sunking Washin when I just came back. So just in case, I installed a micro camera at the door in advance. It can be clearly seen in the video that Sunking Washin scattered something at my door. When my feet slipped, she pushed me from behind, which caused me to fall. Mom and Sung Chun were furious after watching it. Sung King watching is too bad. We can't keep him at home. He must move out. I shook my mother's hand and said seriously, Mom, brother, listen to me. Sung King Washin is not as simple as he seems. Letting him move out of the house is just the first step. He must also get rid of the company's affairs. This involves another purpose of my going home, but I'm not convenient to reveal too much now. Please understand. First, let him move out on the grounds that I can't get along with him. I will go to the company after my injury is healed, and then I will gradually sideline him. There was a hidden story when I left that year, and this matter is still being verified. Don't make it public for now, so as not to alert the enemy. Mom and Song Chen looked at each other with serious expressions. In the end, they agreed to my way of handling it. As soon as Song Qinghua entered the ward, my mother slapped him twice. Song Qinghua who pushed Xiao Xiaoli on the stairs. Song Qinghua. Hearing this, Song Qinghua showing one you have to move out. Hearing this, Song Qing was about to cry. Mom, what are you talking about? How could it be that I put in a belly? Be that I pushed it out your Xiao Xiao in order to tap the Xiao Xiao. Song Kao in front of Eve's on the field in front of him. In order to test the performance of the company's products, I installed a camera in the corridor before, and it clearly recorded before, and it clearly was audit before. The other was you who pushed you something Huey acting Wyatt. I am really disappointed because Huey. He asked in confusion what happened. Can what? My mother looked distressed and hurriedly hugged me, Xiao, this is your home, we're not going anywhere. Stay with Mom from now on. After that, she raised my hand and said, Xiao, this is your home, we're not going anywhere. Stay with Mom from now on. Looking at the two people opposite, Song King Song Feng. If you have any objections, then go with him. After the work, wait until Shang Fei and I will move out. So got angry. Okay, King Wash and what? I was not move out. Your family are free. So we will bows go free. In order to keep a low profile, I did not join the company as the daughter of the Song family, but took the conventional internal recommendation. On the first day of work, Song Qinghua arranged a series of traps for me. He informed the HR department in advance and assigned me as a sales assistant. My immediate care Sheng Ho was Song Qinghua loyal lackey. He asked me to complete 5 customer demand analyses within 1 day, and also required pictures and texts, and I could not mobilize the company's internal resources to assist. Isn't this obviously tormenting me? I questioned him on the spot. The workload arrangement is unreasonable and it is difficult for ordinary employees to complete it within 1 day. But he said, seriously, Xiao Tang, this is to test your ability, don't let me down. I only look at the results, turning around. I heard him secretly calling Song Qinghua in the stairwell. In the stairwell. I sneered at the words and wasn't for you. I sneered. When it was time to get off work, I was about to punch in and leave, but was stopped by Shen Ho. Tam Xiao, today's work is done today. Have you completed the work assigned to you? You'll leave work if you haven't completed it. Is there anyone who does things like you? What kind of work attitude do you have? I don't care which back door you came in from. Get out if you don't do your job well. At the peak of getting off work, many people gathered at the elevator entrance, and colleagues who didn't know the inside story were blocking the side to eat nothing. When everyone thought I would go back to work overtime in dejection, I smiled. Mr. Shanghas, that you didn't check your email or FaceTime messages during work in the afternoon? Otherwise, how could you not even know that I had sent you the report this afternoon? Today's work should be done today, but you said so. Please give me feedback after reading the report today so that I can improve and optimize it tomorrow. In addition, I think this report is also of reference value to other departments, so I have copied a copy to the relevant persons in charge. Mr. Shang, remember to check it later. I look forward to your feedback. Amid everyone's astonishment, I squeezed into the elevator and left work in style. During dinner, Song Chen looked concerned. Xiao Xiao, how you feel about the company today? Who is the blind man who arranged the internal referral job for you? Do you want me to go out and teach him a lesson for you? My mother immediately perked up when she heard it. What's the matter? Xiao Xiao, who bullied you in the company? Tell Mom, I'll go and fire that person and vent your anger. Looking at the two of them sitting upright, I was amused. Mom, brother, don't worry, it's all in my plan. Besides, I have already asked my brother for external help. Song Ping Washan just wants me to give up. I shook his arm and said, Curtis lie, brother, don't worry. I'm a professional at playing pigs and eating tigers. I'm just waiting for them to do something bad and reveal their flaws. Shen Ho of revision suggestions, which was obviously nitpicking. Other people's replies were all great job, very valuable, thank you for sharing. And more importantly, he forgot to reply to Tila's long speech, which ended with a summary of the company's reputing CEO Song Chen. Yeah, he was critical. After being severely outmaneuvered by me, Shen Ho avoided me for a long time, saying that she wanted me to accompany her to receive clients. When I arrived at the box, I saw Song King Washan was there too. Knowing that she was the adopted daughter of the Song family and a member of the company's management, the clients were very polite to her, but as Shen Ho's assistant, I was not treated so well. During the meal, the two clients kept urging me to drink. Out of politeness, I drank to glasses, but they kept pushing me, as if they would not stop until they got me drunk. Song King Wash Nan Sheng Ho watched the show from the side, and even joined the camp of urging me to drink. Xiao shy of the sincerity of discussing business at the table can be seen in the wine in the glass. You just arrived, so learn more from your predecessors. That's right, whether the contract is signed or not depends on whether the beauty drinks. Only if she is happy after drinking can we talk about this cooperation further. I turned the wine glass in my hand upside down on the table with a clang and sneered. Since you like to persuade others to drink so much, why don't you drink by yourselves? I'm sorry, I can't accompany you. I'm leaving first. After that, I picked up my bag and slammed the door. I didn't give them time to react at all. Want to force me to drink. No way. In order to stabilize the customers, Sunking Wash mouthed and drank twice in a row. They shot themselves in the foot. They deserved it. The next day, Sunking Wash The next day, Sunking Wash and Chen Mo ran to me aggressively. Tang Zhao Xiao, do you know how much trouble you caused yesterday? How do you know how much trouble you caused yesterday? How dare you openly offend customers at the table? Xiao Xiao, if it weren't for me and President Shen trying our best to protect you, the customers' complaints would probably have called the group by now. Tang Xiao's mistake this time. Our department has decided to dismiss you. Go to the Human Resources Department and handle the formalities yourself. Before I could open my mouth to refute, there was a commotion at the door. Song Chen is here. He glanced around sharply and said in a dignified manner, Don't you all gather here? Are you all gathered here? Are you opening a vegetable market? Shen Ho ran up to him in a flattering manner, with a wry smile on his face. Boss Song, it was his little assistant who offended a client at the dinner last night, and we are planning to deal with him. Song Chen raised his eyebrows and said in an unpredictable tone, Oh, really? As the person involved, please tell everyone what happened last night. I explained. Boss Song, Boss Shen, and the client kept urging me to drink, and I said I couldn't drink, but they still forced me, and I couldn't stand it and left. I don't think this is the first time something like this has happened. You can investigate internally to see if other female colleagues have had similar experiences. Is it our company's culture to drink and talk about business? Probably because he didn't expect Song Chen's appearance in my boldness. Shen Ho winked at Song King Washan in panic. Song King Washan put on a professional smile and took Song Chen's arm intimately. Brother Chen, Mr. Xiao had eyes an old man in the company. He is worried about the performance. He also wants to maintain customers. Xiao has just arrived and is not very familiar with the customer business. It's not his fault. After all, he is still young. But one thing is one thing. Although no substantial losses have been caused, the company still has to give an attitude. Otherwise, it will be difficult to convince the public. Sangping Washan's words are indeed smart. On the surface, he doesn't offend anyone, but in fact, he is forcing Song Chen to take me as a scapegoat. Song Chen raised his hand to let her go, his tone cold. Sangping Washness is the company. Please pay attention to the occasion and your attitude. I roughly understand this matter. Official business is there, both sides will be punished. Shan Hao does not understand the situation of the team members, which is a management failure. The quarterly bonus will be cancelled. If there are similar complaints again, he will be dismissed. Since Tang Xiaoshe is not competent for sales work, she will be transferred to the finance department as an assistant first, where there are no complicated social activities. Overnight, Shen He lost his money and became depressed. Songping Washington wanted to argue, but was stopped by a look from Song Chen. I was humming a little tune and packing up my things at my workstation when I received a message from Song Chen on my phone. Zhao Shaya, how is it? How would you rate my performance just now? I couldn't help laughing and praised him. Excellent acting, no flaws. My brother is the best. This was what Song Chen, my mother, and I had agreed on before to send me to the finance office unexpectedly. This was also my only purpose in joining the company, and I should be able to find the clues I wanted soon. I didn't expect that the financial director Lin Feifei was also bribed by Songping Washington. When I arrived at the finance office, she didn't even raise her head, but just ordered coldly. The invoices on the table, classify them one by one in the next 2 days, and then enter the system to initiate the payment verification process. If you don't understand the process, read the tutorial yourself. I don't have the time to teach you one by one. Pasting invoices is a technical job, and clues can be found from it. When registering in the system, I found that several large payments did not match the sales categories. Supervisor, there are problems with these payments. I personally suggest that you postpone payment to avoid losses to the company. Lin Feifei was impatient. I told you to go through the process and apply for payment. It's not your turn as a little assistant to make decisions about business matters. Do you really think you are a group auditor? Do you live in the Pacific? You like to be so nosy, speechless? I calmly sorted out all the problematic documents and secretly took a photo of them to my adoptive father. In the next few days, I didn't refute her at work, and I did whatever she asked me to do. A few days later, I received a reply from my adoptive father. There are indeed problems with these accounts. Soon, based on the information, we traced back to a group of people behind the project. I sorted and packaged the materials and sent them anonymously to the group audit department. A week later, the group audit sent someone to the site to review the company's accounts for the past 5 years. This move uncovered a large number of people who participated in falsifying accounts and embezzling public funds, from senior management to frontline salesmen, involving huge amounts of money, which caused a great sensation within the group. After these people were arrested, Songping Washan came to me. Tang Xiaoshan, was it you who did the previous group audit project? Do you know that because of your report, many business lines of the company have been paralyzed, and many tasks cannot be carried out? I looked at her puzzled lie, Songping Washna, what are you talking about? I am a half-baked person who can't even read a balance sheet. All I do every day is post invoices. I didn't understand what you said about audit projects and reports, and I don't understand them. Why are you so anxious now? Could it be that you are involved in all these projects? She was speechless for a moment after being blocked by me. Don't talk nonsense. How could I have anything to do with those who harm the interests of the company? I'm just worried that it will affect the normal operation of the company. Dad hasn't had a good rest for several days because of this. I shrugged and looked at her meaningfully. It's good that it has nothing to do with you. Since we are removing termites for the company, there is nothing to worry about. We can recruit more when there is a vacancy in the position. Remember to find some people with clean backgrounds next time, so as not to step into the trap twice. The company removed a large number of people, and the transition period did cause some positions to be overloaded. Some positions were filled by one person instead of 2 people, and there were complaints in the office. Without reliable minions to do things for him, many things had to be done personally. Naturally, Song Washington and the people behind him could not sit still. He took the opportunity to spread the news indirectly, implying that I was the one who reported the previous audit. For a time, many colleagues were very angry with me, and they made things difficult for me regardless of the occasion. I was isolated in the office, the information on the reimbursement documents was unclear, and I refused to communicate about work. The most excessive time was when they peer ranked me in public at the company's annual meeting. They locked me in the dressing room that day, and I missed my own performance. When I rushed back to the event, the host criticized me coldly. Tang Xiaoxiu, if you don't want to perform, you cannot apply for the show. What does it mean to stand you up at the last minute? Do you know how much workload has been added behind the scenes because of your personal changes? The people below were whispering to each other, looking at me with contempt. Songking Washington and Fang were sitting below watching the fun, smiling but saying nothing. I pushed away the people who were blocking me, walked quickly to the center of the stage, projected my phone onto the main screen, and snatched the microphone from the host. Hello, do I need to teach you the principle of no comment without knowing the whole story? They put a big hat on me without any reason. I'm curious about how much benefit you have received from them. The video clearly recorded the whole process of the plan and action of several colleagues who conspired in the corridor to trap me in the dressing room. Songking Washan, do you have anything to explain? Is it fun to bully people in the workplace when you are so old? Songking Washan's face turned red and white, and he kept repeating, I didn't. This is a naked slander. Anyone with a discerning eye can see that this video cannot be fake. Due to her identity as the adopted daughter of the Song family and the presence of Song Fang, the executive director stepped out to smooth things over. Xiao Xiao, this is probably just a joke that everyone wants to play on you to keep in touch with them. Don't take it seriously. Today is the company's annual meeting. Give me some face and let this matter go. I ignored him and stared straight at Songking Washinan Song Fang. Song Fang was embarrassed and his face was gloomy. He said angrily, what nonsense! What's the big deal that it has to be like this? Get down here. You don't get along well with your colleagues on weekdays. Everyone will have a little fun with you at the annual meeting to ease the relationship. What's wrong with that? If you keep holding on to this matter, get out of here as soon as possible and don't embarrass yourself here. Song Feng's words were the final word, completely putting the cause and effect of the matter on my head. Everyone present pointed fingers at me, and Songking Washen's mouth curled up like a peacock spreading its tail. At this time, the door of the venue opened, and my mother's voice came. Let me take a good look who dares to play workplace bullying here. Song Chen took my mother's hand and slowly walked towards the main stage. Chairman, Mr. Song, how come you have time to come here today? It is really encouraging for our employees that you can come to the annual meeting of the trading company. My mother snorted, took the microphone, and didn't even look at him. If I hadn't come today, I wouldn't know how much injustice my daughter has suffered here. The host, like everyone else, was confused. Chairman, everyone, he was very friendly to Miss King Washington. No one has let her suffer any injustice. Just now, this Tang Zhao, she framed Miss King Washington, and Miss Song also spoke up to stop her below. Song King Washington was sitting on pin and needles and pulled Song Fang's sleeve in panic. Song Fang patted the back of her hand soothingly, looked at my mother and said, Mading is the annual meeting of the trading company. It's rare for you to come here. Why don't you sit down and watch the show? My mother ignored him at all and announced on the spot, I'm not talking about the fake Song King Washington, but my biological daughter Tang Xiao. As soon as this was said, everyone took a breath of cold air, probably reviewing in their minds whether they had participated in playing tricks on me before. Under the shocked eyes of everyone, I walked to my mother, and my mother, brother and their family of 3 killed, everyone. Then my mother also announced a heavy news that made everyone stunned. Based on the audit results of the trading company and the 360-degree evaluation of the management, I announced that all positions of Song Fang and Song King Washen in the trading company will be revoked and the relevant affairs will be transferred to Song Chen. This is not my sudden idea, but a decision after careful consideration. If you have any objections, you can pack up and leave with them. In everyone's stunned eyes, my mother, brother in. I was happily eating the loving midnight snack made by my mother at home. But Song Chen snatched the plate away from me, Zhao Qiao. You should have announced your identity at the beginning so that you wouldn't be bullied by them. By the way, are you done with the investigation before? If there is any big move next, you better tell me a little so that I can arrange someone to protect you in advance. Otherwise, Mom and I will have a heart attack sooner or later. Don't you think? We can't be think my mother nodded. Your brother is right. We can't afford to lose you again. After thinking for a while, I spoke, Mom, brother. I simply informed my adoptive father. He said it was very useful. It is currently in the stage of applying for arrest. I believe the police will take action soon. Speaking of protection, Song Feng and Song Washan may make a desperate struggle and fight to the death. Bring bodyguards with you when you go out recently. And be careful. My mother held Song Chim in my hands, her eyes eagerly. Our family of three must be fine, and we will never be separated again. According to the results of my adoptive father's investigation, I am actually and my right to speak in the company has never been able to bypass my mother, and I have been suppressed by my mother in all aspects. All men are ambitious. Song Feng, who was frustrated, made a sinister plan. After losing me, he took the opportunity to bring Song Washan home as the daughter of an old friend, to raise her only to lie ornament with her later, constantly eroding my mother's company and using the shell of my mother's company to achieve their ulterior ambitions. Fortunately, I met my adoptive father on the way to being abducted. He was a policeman. At that time, the gene bank was not sound, and the cross-provincial system was not fully linked. My family's social status was sensitive. My mother and Song Tong basically did not appear in public, and the information obtained was limited. In addition, Song Feng deliberately designed obstructions. Several clues that my adoptive father had pursued were maliciously interrupted. My journey to find my relatives has been tortuous over the years. Under the influence of my adoptive father over the years, I have also become a soldier in the criminal investigation system. Half a year ago, my adoptive father was transferred to this city. When he saw my mother's first interview on TV, she noticed that we looked similar. After unraveling the mystery, she guessed that I was likely to be her mother and daughter. She sent someone to secretly collect my mother's DNA for comparison with mine, and the results confirmed the previous guess. At that time, a case of cultural relic smuggling he was investigating turned out to have an interest relationship with my mother's company. In order to avoid alerting the enemy, he and the task force developed a careful plan. I would go undercover to implement it. My photo was deliberately handed to Song Chen by someone to arouse Song Chen's curiosity, and then he took me to undergo DNA testing for verification. After confirming my identity, he took me home and then used the excuse of the conflict between me and Song Washan to enter the company. Song Feng and Song Washan are both smart people. I can't blatantly airborne the finance office, so there was a series of troubles before pulling out the claws and teeth, luring the snake out of the hole. Everything went smoothly. According to the results of the investigation, the masterminds behind the cultural relic smuggling have been locked in, namely Song Feng and Song Washan. The two were dismissed on the spot by my mother, and they would definitely notice that something was not right and have a desire for revenge. What we have to do is to take advantage of the situation and strive to hit the target. I was kidnapped by someone in the underground parking lot just after I got off work that day. When I opened my eyes again, I was in a dilapidated factory building. Song Feng, Song Washan, and a bunch of thugs were surrounding it viciously. Song Feng, Song Washan, tell me, what on earth do you want to do by arresting me? Song Washan slapped me twice and kicked me twice. This is to repay your mother for the spanking you gave me before. What do you want? Since you ruined our business, of course, we have to take something from you to get our money's worth. Tom Shaoshai have tolerated you for a long time. Don't worry, I will make you live a life worse than death in the next few days. I sneered. Song Feng, I'm your biological daughter. How can you do that? You have to do these shameful things while your family is enjoying a good life. What are you trying to do? Song Feng looked disgusted. What biological daughter? When I see your face, I think of your annoying mother. I've had enough of her. To tell you the truth, I, Song Fang, only recognize Xinghua San as my daughter in this life. As for what? Of course, it's to make myself happy. I get angry when I think about being oppressed by your mother all these years. I feel happy when I think about being able to step on her who is so high and mighty and torture her. As for you, I lost you at the beginning, but I didn't expect that you could be found. You will definitely not be so lucky this time. When we get your mother's ransom, we will throw you into the sea to feed the fish and make you disappear from the earth completely. Thinking of the dream of taking the money and leaving and living a superior life abroad, the other people present were excited, and I couldn't help but feel sad for them. I heard the instructions of my adoptive father's action, and I cut the rope on my wrist with a hidden blade while they were not paying attention. A group of special police came in with guns, and Song Feng and other shrimps were captured. Song King Washan pulled me over in panic, put the knife on my neck, and wanted to hold me hostage, but I threw me over my shoulder and pressed me to the ground. Song King Washan, officially notify you you are under arrest. Even when they were handcuffed, Song Feng and Song King Washan still couldn't believe that they were caught. How is this possible, Teng Xiao? How could you be a policeman? You were sold by someone back then. How could you have the chance to become a policeman with the traffickers? Looking at the two of them, I couldn't help but sneer. Maybe it's really my innate luck. In this world today, the side that insists on justice will never lose. They were aching away in the cot. At this time, a burly man trapped me in a bear hug. Oh, my daughter is amazing. She really makes me proud. Well done. Under the watchful eyes of the crowd, I was shaken by him and looked embarrassed. Dad, please restrain yourself a little. There are colleagues here. The apple cheeks were hit several times before he was willing to stop. Daughter, come on. Dad will take you home. Song Feng and Sung King Washin were sentenced to prison for multiple crimes. Decades of life behind bars are waiting for them. My mother and Song Chen were completely unaware of what they had done before, and neither they nor the company were implicated. As for me, although I am related to Song Feng by blood, I grew up with my adoptive father and was also a victim of the case, and my work was not affected. In order to thank my adoptive father for raising me, my mother did not let my brother in. I changed our surnames to hers. The undercover operation was a complete success, and the unit specially approved me a 1-month-long vacation, and my mother and brother also took a vacation themselves. They took me around the country, trying desperately to make up for the companionship they had missed in the past at once. At night, we lay on the top of the mountain looking at the stars, and my brother asked me, Xiao, when are you going to come back to the company to help me share the burden? I'm almost too busy now. My mother at the side was also full of expectations. I looked at her, who was lowering her head and tapping her phone to go through the process and reply to messages, and I couldn't help laughing. Brother, I have to rely on you to make money to support the family. You should let me go out and explore the world. You don't want me to look at various reports all day long and get dizzy and listless, right? Let me follow my dad to handle cases. This is what I like. He didn't insist anymore, rubbed the ends of my hair and said routinely, okay, and you can rest assured to go to the front and overcome difficulties. And your brother will help you stabilize the situation in the back. But you must agree to one condition of mine. Remember to go home for dinner every week when you are not dizzy. Okay, thank you, brother. Thank you, Mom. The sky above is full of stars, and tomorrow will definitely be a good day.